Maui Eco Retreat Center and also my home, where I offer my guests and my family alkaline ionized water. I know the great value of this water, and I want to congratulate you at home to the new purchase of your Delphi. I'd like to introduce and welcome Jay Hare, who is the president of Ion Ways, who's going to show us how to install your new purchase, your Delphi, and gives us all the good information we need to know.
Thank you, Katira, for welcoming us to your beautiful Maui Eco Retreat and home. And thank you at home for taking the time to watch this video. This short and informative video will show you everything you need to know to get the most out of your new Delphi. In this video, we'll show you a simple installation. Then we'll show you how to use your Delphi and get the most out of it. And finally, we'll show you the simple steps that you'll need to take to maintain your investment. And please, protect your investment. Watch this entire video. And if you have further questions, refer to the excellent manual that comes with it.
Well, I'm ready. I hope you too. So let's start.
Let's get started. Let's take a quick tour of the features of your new Delphi under-sink ionizing unit. This is the part of the ionizer that will go under your sink. As you can see, there's no control panel on the front. You'll control the operation of this unit fully remotely from the Delphi faucet up at the sink. Looking at the top, you've got the calcium port, where if you need to, you can add extra calcium. In most parts of the country, you won't need to do this. Only areas where you have extremely soft water, where your tap water tests at less than 6 pH. On the back of the unit, this little port is where you're going to connect the connector wire from the Delphi faucet to the ionizing unit, which will relay all the commands from the faucet to the ionizer. This is the speaker volume control. It's a great feature. Using a small Phillips screwdriver, you can turn the volume up, down, or completely off. This is the on-off power switch. It's important to note that once you turn the ionizer into the on position, that switch gets left on. You never have to turn it on or off. This is done fully remotely at the Delphi faucet. If you ever need to replace your fuse, this is the fuse holder. This is the alkaline water outlet port, where you're going to connect the larger of the two white hoses to the bottom of the Delphi faucet. And of course, this is the power cord. Notice that you have a 3-prong plug, and you'll want to use an acceptable outlet for this. Lastly, on the back, you've got the acidic water outlet port, where you'll connect to the Delphi faucet using the smaller, thinner of the two white hoses. And finally, on the bottom, this is the tap water inlet, where we'll connect one of the small, thin white hoses directly to your cold water feed. This is the installation assembly kit, which includes a variety of parts. This is the connector wire, which will connect the ionizing unit to the Delphi faucet. These are the installation hoses, two different sizes, a thin, small white one and a thicker, larger white one. This is some extra calcium and the connector pieces that we'll use to connect the hoses to the faucet. For the ease of doing this video, we've already pre-cut the hoses to the appropriate length. So let's begin with the alkaline water outlet hose, the thicker of the two white hoses. This will go into the alkaline water outlet port, which is a quick release fitting. You'll want to brace the fitting with your free hand and simply push the hose into the fitting firmly until you feel it click or snap into place. And you can test the installation by giving it a tug. If it's properly seated, you won't be able to pull it out. If you ever need to release the hose, you simply depress the outer ring, at the same time pull the hose. It's very simple. So let's install that again and move on to the acidic water outlet. The next hose we'll connect is one of the thinner white hoses, and this will go into the acidic water outlet port on the lower right back of the machine. And it's a quick connect fitting just like the alkaline water fitting was. So we'll insert that, give it a little tug to test that it's inserted properly, and that's very easy. The last hose we'll connect, also with a thinner white hose, is the tap water inlet port on the bottom of the machine. Again, bracing the port with your free hand, we'll insert the hose, give it a tug to make sure that it's firmly seated, and it's that simple. The last thing we'll connect on your ionizing unit is the connector wire, which connects from the ionizing unit to the Delphi faucet and relays all the controls from the faucet to the unit. This is a quick connection, a pinned connector, as you can see here, and it connects into the port in the upper right of the unit on the back. You simply line the pins up, push it in, and you're done. Now we're ready to connect the ionizing unit to the Delphi faucet. Now we're at the sink where we're going to perform the Delphi faucet installation, but before we begin that, I'd like to make a couple of key points. IonWays recommends professional installation. It's important to know that improper installation will void your valuable warranty. Now, turning to the sink, we've already connected the various hoses to the ionizing unit, and you can see that we've pulled them up through our pre-drilled hole. Most sinks will come with a pre-drilled hole already for sprayer attachments, dishwashers, soap dispensers, things like that. If you don't have a hole, make sure your professional has the proper tools to do that. So we've got the alkaline, the thicker of the two white hoses, the alkaline water hose, the thinner of the two white hoses, which is the acidic water hose, and then the connector wire. This is what will create the connection between your ionizing unit and your remote controlled faucet. These are how the two units talk to each other and how you can control the function of your unit from the faucet. So before we perform the installation, let's take a quick tour of the pieces that you'll need to complete this. First and most importantly is the Delphi faucet itself. Let's take a quick look at the different features. This is the alkaline water drinking spout and the acidic water spout. On the front you have an LCD control panel which when the unit is operating will be lit up and telling you exactly what function you're performing and at what level. And then on the top we've got our touch control pad, and this is how you'll control the function of the unit. On the bottom of the unit we've got the flexible white acidic water hose and the threaded brass alkaline water tube, and of course the other end of the connector wire. The other parts you'll need will be the circle plate, the nut which secures the circle plate to the alkaline drinking tube, and then you've got two quick connect fittings, a larger one which will go to the alkaline water tube and a smaller one which will go to the white flexible acidic water hose. And lastly, you've got an O-ring gasket. Let's take a minute quickly and put that on to the bottom of the faucet. This would be the first step you'll perform. The next part of the video would ordinarily be done underneath the sink, but for sake of clarity we're going to show you the connections above the sink so you get a really clear idea of how the connections take place and in what sequence. So first, we'll look at the circle plate. You'll notice it has a pre-drilled hole, and this is where the flexible white acidic hose will go, and then it's got a slot. This is where the connector wire will sit. So let's install the circle plate. You simply thread the acidic hose through the pre-drilled hole and then the circle plate onto the alkaline tube. The connector wire just lays loosely in that slotted fitting. Next, we'll use the brass nut on the end of the alkaline tube, and we'll thread that on. This will secure the circle plate against the bottom of the sink and actually hold your Delphi faucet in place. So this is how it would look. The sink would actually be in between the circle plate and the Delphi faucet, and the bolt will tighten those all together and hold your Delphi faucet firmly in place. Next, we'll use the quick connect fittings to connect the hoses to the Delphi faucet. First, we'll use the smaller of the two quick connect fittings to the white acidic hose, and we'll simply just push and then give it a tug to make sure that it's properly seated. And then the larger of the two onto the alkaline tube, again making sure it's properly seated. Next, we'll connect the tubes to the quick connect. First, we'll do the smaller of the two, the acidic water hose, to the smaller of the quick connect fittings. Again, always checking to make sure you've got a nice, tight, secure connection. And then the larger of the two hoses to the alkaline water tube and the larger quick connect fitting. Checking to make sure. And lastly, we'll connect up the power connector cord. And that's got a little snap on it to make sure that it stays connected. If you have a faulty connection here, your Delphi faucet won't operate. This is what a completed Delphi installation would look like in a cross section of your sink. At the sink, you've got the Delphi faucet anchored to the sink top. Underneath, you'd have the circle plate with the acidic hose running through the pre-drilled hole and the nut holding the circle plate firmly up against the bottom of the sink. And then, of course, you've got your wire connector, the alkaline tube with the larger quick connector and the alkaline hose, the larger of the two white hoses, and the acidic hose, the smaller of the two white hoses, with the smaller connector and the smaller acidic hose running down to the ionizing unit. Let's take a quick tour of the touch control pad at the top of the Delphi faucet. The power, acidic, alkaline, and purified. The way the touch control pad works is very intuitive and just what it says. To select any of the different functions, you simply tap it, just like this. And that will activate that particular function on the ionizing unit. And we'll show you that when the Delphi faucet is fully installed. Now that you've had a tour of the touchpad control center at the top of the Delphi, let's show you how to operate the unit. Simply touch the power button, and that will activate the ionizing unit under the sink. You'll notice in this case, you've got a green blinking light above the word purified and a level 0. This indicates that you have purified water selected. And you'll note that only water is coming out of the top spout. Nothing is coming out of the lower acidic water spout. To select alkaline, simply touch the alkaline word on the top of the control panel. Now we have alkaline water selected as indicated by the blue blinking LED, and we have it selected at level 4. Now alkaline water is coming out of the larger spout while acidic water is coming out of the smaller acidic spout. To change the level in the alkaline setting, you simply touch the word alkaline until the desired level is achieved. You'll notice that it will go from 4 back to 1. If you want to choose acidic water, simply touch the word acidic on the control panel. You'll note the blinking red LED above the word acidic and the level 4 indicating the strength that you have selected. Again, to change the setting strength on acidic water, simply push the word acidic until you get the level desired. Now acidic water will be exiting the larger spout and alkaline water will be coming out the smaller spout. It's important to note that when you first start using your Delphi, the water may come out discolored slightly out of both faucets. This is absolutely normal. It's a result of the granulated activated carbon in your BioStone filter. If you let your Delphi run for 1 to 2 minutes, that will clear the color out and the water will be fine for drinking after that. An interesting feature of your Delphi is that whenever you come back to use it, it has a memory. So it will remember the last setting you had selected. In this case, we had acidic, as indicated by the red blinking LED, at level 3. And that's what it came back to. If we have alkaline level 4 selected, as you can see here, and we turn the Delphi off, somebody comes back in behind you to get another drink of water and turns the Delphi on, it's going to come back on at alkaline, indicated by the blue blinking light, and level 4. So let's turn the Delphi off and learn how to test the water.
This comes with your ionizer, this little bottle, and has a colorful chart with it. And Jay, would you tell us exactly how to use? I like it very much here.
Sure, Katera. That's the pH reagent test kit, and it's very important to learn and master the use of this to get the most out of your ionizer.
Okay.
Let's start by talking about the different pH levels as indicated by the colors on the pH color chart that's included in your reagent kit. The warmer colors indicate acidic water, while the cooler colors indicate the alkaline water. The first test tube has an orange color in it, which would be about a 4 pH. Remember, the colors are just an approximation. They're not exact, but they're very close to the actual pH. 4 to 5 pH water demonstrates mild sterilization and wonderful astringent properties and has a bunch of great uses. You can use it while brushing your teeth, you can gargle with it, you can use it as a natural mouthwash, and because it's a good astringent, you can use it for washing your face or as a natural aftershave. And some houseplants actually love it because rainwater is acidic. The next test tube has a green color, which would be about a 7 on the pH color chart, indicating neutral, neither acidic nor alkaline. Most tap water in the United States tests between 6.5 and 7.5, someplace in that range. So this green color is what your Delphi will produce when it's on the purified setting. Remember, always take prescription medications and make infant formula with the purified setting. The next test tube has blue, which indicates about an 8 pH on the color chart. You'll want to start drinking your alkaline water with a nice blue color. You'll want to give yourself 5 to 7 days to adjust to the increase in alkalinity in your water by staying at that blue level. Once you're comfortable at that level, you can move to the next level, which would be indicated by a violet color in this test tube, or about a 9 on the pH color chart. This is the water I like to drink. Just as with the blue, you'll want to give your body time to adjust with the violet. Another 5 to 7 days or until you're comfortable, and then if you want, you can experiment with the higher levels of alkalinity, although there's no reason to believe that the higher levels produce exponentially better health results. As a matter of fact, most people find that the stronger the water, the less pleasant it tastes. I like to drink a 9 pH. It tastes great and provides me all the wonderful health benefits. If you're cooking with the water, you will want to use the stronger pH, 10 or above. And it's fantastic for doing vegetables, cooking rice, grains, or making tea and coffee. To get the most out of your Delphi unit, you'll want to learn to use and master the pH reagent test kit that we include with every unit. The first important thing is to learn what your tap water tests at. Tap water in the United States varies greatly in its quality. Most tap water in the United States tests between 6.5 and 7.5, somewhere in that range. To perform any pH reagent test, you'll want to fill your test tube up about halfway to right there. You want to place 3 drops of the reagent into the test tube. Put your finger over the end and shake it up. In this case, you can see that the water is kind of a green, maybe just a tint of blue in it. This would be about a little over a 7 probably. So let's test water out of the Delphi now. So let's turn on the power, and as you can see, we've got alkaline level 1 selected. Let's rinse the test tube out. That's important to do between tests. Get about half the test tube of water. Add our reagent. 3 or 4 drops is good. Finger over the end and shake up. You can see we've got a nice blue. So the tap water, which was green, around a 7, maybe a little over, was moved to a nice blue, probably an 8 or a little bit over. So that moved at 1 point. Again, remember to start at this level and give your body time to adjust. Let's test the next level, or let's go all the way up to 4. We'll turn the power on. We'll tap alkaline until 4 shows on the LCD panel. We'll rinse our test tube out. Give it time to process the water at level 4. Fill the test tube about half. Add our reagent. And now you can see we've got a dark purple, which is probably somewhere over a 10, but I'd guess around a 10.5. To test the acidic water, you select acidic, and let's test acidic level 4. Rinse the test tube out. Get about half the test tube again. And you can see that that's almost a red. That's getting pretty low. Probably around a 4, 3, somewhere between a 3.5 and a 4 pH. A 3 or a 4 pH is what you would use for sterilization. Now let's test a higher setting of acidic, say a 1 or a 2. So again, acidic lights blinking, indicating that we've got acidic water. Let's test a 2 because that would be an astringent level of pH, which you'd use for skin care or any of the wonderful uses of that level of pH water. Fill the test tube up about half. Put our 3 or 4 drops in. Shake it up, and now you can see we've got an orange, which is more in the 4 neighborhood, which is a fantastic astringent.
In the manual, it says you can add extra calcium. When would I do that, and can you say something about that?
Sure, Katira. Most areas of the country have plenty of naturally occurring calcium in the tap water already, so you won't ever need to add calcium. In areas where the tap water is very soft, say a pH of 6 or lower, you'll need to add calcium to help boost the performance of the machine. It's very simple. Let me show you how to do that.
Great. Thank you.
Adding calcium to your Delphi unit is very simple. You'll remember at the top we've got the calcium port. You simply unscrew the cap on the calcium port, and it may be a little sticky the first time or two, so just use a butter knife to pry it gently open. Remove the calcium basket, twist, and pull the empty basket out. Then remove the cap from the new basket, insert it into the bottom of the calcium cap, and insert the whole assembly back into the calcium port and twist it, making sure that it's firmly in place. If it's not, you'll have a water leak from the top of your calcium port. Your new Delphi will come with 2 calcium inserts like this. Once these are expired and you order more, you may get them in a small bottle where you just fill up the empty basket and use the basket again.
You know, I really like that water and like to take it with me wherever I go. What is the best way to store it?
I take it with me wherever I go as well. There's a few tips. Let me explain those to you. There's definitely an order of preference when considering containers to store your water. And they're shown here in order of desirability, starting with the least desirable, which are the soft plastics, like the #1 PET recyclable bottles as indicated by the 1 in the triangle on the bottom. These are least desirable. Next, you've got the hard plastic or Lexan or polycarbonate, which is indicated by a 7 inside the triangle on the bottom. These are better than the soft plastics. Better than either plastic is glass. Glass is totally non-reactive and a better vessel than the two plastics. There's a lot of research that suggests the plastic leaches harmful agents into the water as it's stored in plastic. But best for anything to store the water is the IonWays proprietary bottle. It preserves the healthful qualities longer than glass and certainly longer than either of the plastics. So the ideal way to store the water is to fill the container all the way to the top with as little air as possible at the top, and if you can, keep the water cool. It's ideal to keep it in a refrigerator and out of the sunlight. That will help preserve the quality in the water. But the best is to drink the water straight out of the machine. That way the healthful qualities are at their peak. That's it.
Now, Jay, when it comes to the time, you know, like to change the filter, does the Delphi have a way to notice that? Can you explain that?
Sure, Katira. Great question. The Delphi has right on the front of the faucet an LED filter life indicator. When that filter life indicator reaches the top of the scale, you know it's time to change the filter in the Delphi. Let me show you how to do that.
Oh, great. I need to know that.
The last feature on the Delphi faucet I'd like to show you is the filter life indicator. The filter life indicator is located on the Delphi front LCD control panel at the bottom. Let's turn the Delphi on. And in this case, you can see that the filter life indicator is not registering. That's because this is a brand new unit. And this is what yours will look like out of the box. As the filter life starts to expire, you'll start to see little LED lines, and they'll climb all the way up this dark space to the bottom of the word purified. When they reach the top of that scale, it's time to change your filter. Changing the filter on your Delphi is simple and easy. I'm tracing the outline of the filter housing door with my finger. To remove this filter housing door, we'll simply press on the outside edge and slide it up and pull it out. The filter is in a spring-loaded mechanism, so with 2 or 3 fingers on the top, we'll push down to engage the spring-loaded mechanism, pull out towards you, and remove the filter. This is very important. Remove the filter cup and reinstall it immediately into your Delphi. Your new filter will not go into the port without that. Now let's replace it with the new filter. Your new filter will come with caps on either end. We'll want to remove those caps and position the filter so that you can read the writing on the label, with the large fitting on the bottom and the smaller fitting on the top. We'll engage the larger fitting into the filter cup, push down to engage the spring, and seat the top fitting in, and then we'll make sure that it's in there securely. If it's not, you'll have a leak from your filter housing, and that'll be readily apparent. Next, with your machine plugged in, we'll reset the filter life indicator by pushing down and holding the filter life reset button for 5 to 10 seconds. Lastly, we'll reinstall the filter housing door by lining up the tabs on the door with the slots on the machine, pushing it against the frame and sliding it down into place. And you've got your new filter.
What happens when my ionizer won't light up or doesn't operate?
Well, hopefully that will never happen. But if it does, the first thing that you'll want to do is check the outlet to make sure that you've got power to it. The easiest way to do that is to plug an appliance that you know works into the outlet and see if it works. If it doesn't work, then chances are your circuit breaker is flipped. So check that next. If you have power to the outlet, then chances are it's the fuse. Let me show you how to replace the fuse. If you ever need to replace your fuse, this is the fuse holder. We'll begin by unplugging the power cord and turning the machine around to access the fuse holder. The next thing, we'll make sure, just to be safe, to turn the power switch off. The fuse holder is right next to the power switch, and it's a threaded component, so we'll simply unscrew it to remove the old fuse. You simply remove the fuse by pulling on it and inserting the new fuse into the holder and reinserting the whole assembly back into the fuse holder and rethreading it. Finger tight's good enough. Lastly, turn the machine back around, plug it back into the wall, and power it up. There are a few key points that I'd like to cover in summary. Remember to use professional installation. Improper installation could void your valuable warranty. Remember, give your body a gradual and natural period of adjustment to the increase in pH in your drinking water. Start at the lowest setting, or a 1. Stay there for 5 to 7 days until you're completely comfortable. Then move to the next setting and repeat that process. Once you've slowly adjusted, you can experiment with the higher levels of pH, say 3 or 4. But remember, there's no research that indicates the highest level of pH or alkalinity in the drinking water produces any more of the health benefits. Always try and drink the water straight out of your Delphi, but if you must store it properly in the best containers possible. And lastly, if you have any further questions, refer to the excellent owner's manual that came with your Delphi unit. Always try and drink the water straight out of your Delphi unit when its healthful qualities are at their peak. But if you must store it, try to use the best container possible, ideally an IonWays bottle. That will preserve the healthful qualities longer than any other container. But remember, it's best to drink it right out of the Delphi.